beyond my technical skills.
Your Honor, are we on the record? We're not on the record yet, are we?
No, I'm sorry. I was trying to get us streaming to YouTube, and it's not for some reason. But maybe it'll pick up and start. Doug, are we ready to go on the record?
You're on the record, Your Honor. Thank you.
We are on the record in case number 9514I, which is captioned in the matter of the continuing investigation of the purchased gas adjustment charges of Sandpiper Energy, Inc. Appearances, starting with counsel for the company.
Good morning, Your Honor. Brian Quinn on behalf of Sandpiper Energy, Inc.
Good morning. And OPC.
Good morning, Your Honor. Michael Sammartino. I'm for Office of People's Counsel.
Good morning. And staff.
Good morning, Your Honor. Lloyd Spivak for the Commission staff.
Okay. And Mr. Quinn, did you have an exhibit?
I do, Your Honor. On December 13th, Sandpiper filed the certificates of publication of newspaper notice for today's hearing, which was published in the good old Daily Times in Salisbury. So with that, I'd like to have that December 13th filing of the certificates of publication marked as Chesapeake Exhibit 1.
So marked.
And pardon me, Sandpiper Exhibit 1.
Okay. Yeah, for the record, Sandpiper Exhibit 1 is marked.
Thank you, Your Honor, and ask that it be moved into the record.
Any objections to Sandpiper Exhibit 1?
No objections, Your Honor.
Okay. Sandpiper Exhibit 1 will be admitted into the record.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sandpiper has two witnesses today, and I'd like to attest that both witnesses, Jeremy Schneider and Mr. William Chris, are each individually in their own separate rooms and are not in communication with any other individual during their time on the witness stand.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. With that, Sandpiper would like to call its first witness, Mr. Jeremy Schneider.
Mr. Schneider, can you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm under penalties of perjury the testimony you're about to give in this proceeding is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please proceed.
Good morning, Mr. Schneider.
Good morning.
Do you have a document in front of you with a cover page that reads direct testimony of Jeremy Schneider in case number 9514I, and it's dated November 23rd, 2021?
I do.
Was this document prepared by you or under your direct supervision?
It was.
Do you have any changes or corrections to make to this document at this time?
I would make one on page 8, line 5, a correction of the date. Currently it reads 202. I would make that 2022, please.
Could you go to the line number, please? Could you reference it?
Yeah, that would be page 8, line number 5. Currently, well, starting at line 4, actually, that would be effective January 1st, 202. So what it currently reads, I would change that to 2022, please.
Wait, I'm sorry. What page are we on?
Page 8 of my testimony.
Okay. Line
Final
5.
page.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. That should be 2022.
Please, thank you.
Okay.
Subject to that correction, thank you for that. That was quite a correction. Is there any other corrections or edits you'd like to make?
No, thank you.
And if these questions were asked of you today, would your answers be the same?
They would.
Does this document consist of, the document in front of you consist of 8 pages of question and answer testimony with 2 exhibits totaling 13 pages?
Correct.
With that, Your Honor, we'd like to mark Mr. Snyder's direct testimony as Sandpiper Exhibit number 2.
So marked.
Request that it be moved into the record, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay. Sandpiper Exhibit 2 will be entered into the record.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Mr. Schneider is available for cross-examination.
Do any parties have any questions for Mr. Schneider?
None from OPC.
None from staff, Your Honor.
Mr. Schneider, you indicated at page 8 of your testimony that we were just on that the typical residential heating customer uses 433 natural gas CCF per year.
Correct.
I believe you were the witness last year. And I believe the testimony last year was the typical customer used 300 natural gas CCF. Do you recall that?
I might have to correct my memory. I believe I testified for Chesapeake, Maryland division last year. I would have to double check that.
Okay, well, can you tell me about
that-
the increase? Are you aware that there was an increase from last year to this year?
Yeah, so this year when doing the testimony, I went back and did some analysis on what averages were, what an average customer was for Sandpiper as I was going through this process. And my new calculations came up with 433, which would put the residential customer at the average usage of 433. So just updated calculations is my explanation of that.
Okay, you don't have any idea why it would have increased from 300 to 433?
Not off the top of my head, not at surface level. I would have to go in and look at more trends and patterns and such. That's just looking at top level customer usage information.
Does anyone have any questions, including redirect, for this witness?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Schneider. Do you want to call your next witness?
Your Honor, Sandpiper would like to call Mr. William Chris to the stand.
Mr. Chris, can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm under penalties of perjury the testimony you're about to give in this proceeding is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please proceed.
Good morning, Mr. Chris. Do you have a document in front of you with a cover page titled Direct Testimony of William R. Chris in case number 9514I?
I do.
Is that dated November 23rd, 2021?
It is.
Does that document consist of 6 pages of question and answer testimony?
It does.
Was this document prepared by you under your direct supervision?
It was.
Do you have any changes or edits to make to the document today?
I do not.
And if I ask these questions of you today, would your answers be the same?
They would.
And do you adopt this testimony as your sworn testimony in this proceeding as of now?
I do.
Thank you. Your Honor, Sandpiper requests that Mr. Chris's direct be marked as Sandpiper Exhibit number 3 and moved to the record.
Any objections to Sandpiper Exhibit 3?
No objections, Your Honor.
Okay.
Witness is available for cross, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Sandpiper Exhibit 3 is entered into the record. Does any party have any questions for Mr. Chris?
None from OPC, Your Honor.
None from staff, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Chris, I didn't know if you would be able to shed any light on what I just discussed with Mr. Schneider briefly, the apparent increase in typical usage for the residential customer in Sandpiper's territory.
Unfortunately, I would not, Your Honor. In my daily work, I see Sandpiper's consumption as a whole, and not down to the customer level.
Okay. I just thought I'd ask. Thank you. All right. Any other questions for Mr. Chris before we excuse him?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Spivak, you have a witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The commission staff calls Mark Riley to the stand. I can attest that he is in a room by himself with no other contacts in there.
Thank you. Mr. Riley, can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm under penalties of perjury the testimony you're about to give in this proceeding is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Mr. Riley.
Good morning.
Do you have in front of you a document captioned in Commission Case 9514I? entitled Direct Testimony and Schedules of Mark Riley on behalf of the staff of the Public Service Commission of Maryland, dated December 16th, 2021.
I do.
Does the document consist of 7 pages of question and answer testimony, 1 attachment, and 4 exhibits?
Yes.
Did you prepare this document?
Yes, I prepared this document.
Do you have any additions, deletions, or corrections you would like to make at this time?
No.
If the questions were asked you today as they are asked in this document, would your answers be the same?
Yes.
Do you adopt this document as part of your sworn testimony in this proceeding?
Yes.
Your Honor, staff requests that Mr. Riley's direct testimony be marked as Staff Exhibit 1 and further moves that it be admitted into the evidentiary record.
Does anyone have any objection to what has been marked as Staff Exhibit 1 coming into the record?
No objection.
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, Staff Exhibit 1 is admitted into the record. Does any
Thank you.
party have any questions for this witness?
No, Your Honor.
None from OPC.
Mr. Riley, you were the witness in this case last year,
Yes.
and you testified last year. I pulled up your testimony, and you testified that the average residential heating customer with a usage of 300 natural gas CCF per year, you talked about what the charge would be for them, and I believe you get that usage from Sandpiper, correct?
Yes.
Did you happen to notice in this case that it increased, I would say, somewhat significantly from 300 to 433?
No, I did not do any analysis on it.
Does the increase cause you any concern?
Well, relative to Chesapeake, no.
Relative to Sandpiper?
No, it doesn't cause me any particular concern because the overall sales volume was up this year, I believe, from the prior year. No, actually, it was down a little bit. But residential customers are typically heating customers.
Okay, I guess what I'd like to do is between this year and next year's case, maybe we can just illuminate that calculation, because I'm not sure if in past years when it was called out as typical customer, now it's being calculated as the typical residential customer, and that's why it's different, but I really can't tell from the testimony. So what I would like the parties to do is just flesh that out for next year so we can understand why that increased. Okay, any other questions from anyone?
Your Honor, if it'd be helpful, if we can find an answer to your question soon, we'd be happy to share it with the group in an email.
Okay. Yeah, as long
Or
as
the
it doesn't
simple
cause you
explanation.
any pains, I think I'm going to need to wait for the transcript, which is 10 business days before the order goes out. So is that a problem if this order doesn't go out until after January 1st? I think if I do my 10 business days, we're not going to make it before the holiday, New Year's holiday.
I think that's okay.
Okay, so just to give you an idea, if I'm going to have to wait until then anyway for the transcript to finalize the order,
Sure.
if you get that answer in that time, that'd be great. Yes, I'd
Yes,
appreciate
ma'am.
it. Okay, does anyone have anything else?
Nothing further from staff, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Again, I apologize for the delay in getting started on the first case. And if I don't see everyone, have a happy holiday.
Happy holiday, Your Honor.
All right,
Happy
take care.
holidays, Your Honor.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Happy holidays.
Thanks.
Thank you.